Monday morning. It is July 5th, 2021. Thank you so very much for tuning in to Good Morning Grenada. I hope and trust that you had a restful and peaceful, enjoyable weekend and you're ready to get the work week up and running in a good mood. I know you're not ready to get out of bed. You want a little extra hour of sleep, but you gotta get up, get out the door. You gotta do what you gotta do. Bills have to be paid. You gotta take care of yourself and the family. So as much as you may not want to leave home, you have to. So you might as well just get to it. Hop on to it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you so very much. We are all blessed to be in the land of the living. We should all be happy to be in the land of the living. Thank you so very much. Those of you joining us on the GBN, Grenada Broadcasting Network's Facebook page, the Grenada Broadcasting Network's YouTube channel, the website www.gbn.gd, GBN TV channel 7, 11 and 20. Good morning to the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9. All the folks joining us on the Party Grenada and Go To Facebook pages, the listeners of Classic 105.5, 105.9. Thank you so much. GBN TV channel 7, 11 and 20. I big up GBN TV people. Nah man, I ain't think I big up all you. The website www.gbn.gd. All you wago. Bless up yourselves. Let's get into it. It's time lies. My Caribbean brothers and sisters. I can't leave out all. Good morning, everybody across the Caribbean, whichever part of the region you are. It has been an intense past few days, but luckily we were all spared the brunt of Hurricane Elsa and eventually Tropical Storm Elsa. But it was a tough few days over the past few days watching Elsa approaching, but we made it. She is going about her business. It's now time for us to band together and clean up. Good morning, Caribbean brothers and sisters, and all our viewers joining us internationally. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Hope you will have a good day, are having a good day, have had a good day. Now it's time for this morning's word of the day. This morning's word of the day is spangle. Spangle. It's spelled S-P-A-N-G-L-E. Spangle. It is a verb which means to decorate with any small bright drops, objects, spots, or the like. Spangle. To me, scroll down because my internet not behaving. So just scroll. I'm going to read off of the TV this morning because internet decided it's not going to cooperate with Blossom. So let me go, Timothy. Any day now. There we go. Right. The verb spangle, which means to decorate with any small bright drops, objects, spots, or the like, comes from the noun spangle, a small thin piece of glittering metal used for decorating cloths or a small bright object or spot, which is formed from the noun spang, which is a small glittering ornament, and the diminutive suffix li, as in bramble or thimble. Sprang or spang may come either from Middle Dutch or from Old Norse spang. Spangle entered English in the first half of the 15th century. Word of the day this morning is spangle. It's spelled S-P-A-N-G-L-E. It is a verb which means to decorate with any small bright drops, objects, spots, or the like. We're going to leave out examples this morning because Blossom could barely see the TV on the Himalayas. So let's get right into this morning's start of the day. People, my internet not cooperating with me. We winging it as usual this morning. Let's go. As you go about your marvelous Monday, the very first Monday of July 2021, the thought for today is be strong enough to stand alone, smart enough to know when you need help, and brave enough to ask for it. Be strong enough to stand alone, smart enough to know when you may need help, and brave enough to ask for it. Many a time we try to tackle things on our own. Many a time we're afraid to ask for help, or we shy to ask for help. In some instances, we shame to ask for help. But you have to be smart enough to know when you can ask for help. All, if not most of us, are strong enough to go at it alone. But you have to be smart enough to know when you need assistance, whether it's from one person or 10. Be smart enough to know when you need assistance and brave enough to ask for it. It's not always that we want to. depending on what the favor is and who we think may be the best person to help us, we always shy and we don't want to do it. But the thought for today: be strong enough to stand alone, as most of us are, smart enough to know when you need help, and brave enough to ask for it. Be brave to ask for assistance. That's the thought for today. All right, let's see what's celebrated today, the first Monday in July 2021. Today it is Bikini Day. Bikini Day. It is a perfect opportunity to head to the beach. Bikini Day celebrates the anniversary of the invention of the two-piece bathing suit. Owing to its risky design, the bikini was slow to be adopted, but it gradually gained traction when film stars started to wear bikinis in public beaches and in their films. The garment was certainly one of the greatest inventions of all time, and due to the supposed explosive effect it had created, it was named after Bikini Atoll in the South Pacific, where they conducted nuclear testing in 1946. So that's where it got its name, you see. Look, I'm learning something in truth. It was named after the site where they conducted nuclear testing because of the explosive effect it had created. And for it is Bikini Day. Head to the beach. You know what? The beach is going to get whatever body I put into the bikini. Too many times we want to do sit-ups and gym before we go to Neal. Beach getting the pungs, all the pungs and the folds, and it getting all of it. Is going to get whatever body I give it in the bikini because it's Bikini Day. They never say Bikini Day with the puffy Coca-Cola bottle shape with the abs. Nope, just say Bikini Day. So I inside. So if all see me on the beach later with my bikini, don't be surprised. Just wear all your own and set up all yourself on the beach today. That's what it's gonna be when I finish work. Head on out. Straight to the beach. Bikini Day. All 1,000 pounds going in a bikini today on a beach. I don't know which beach, but I'm gonna be on one in a bikini. Don't be surprised, folks. All right, let me see. What's the time? It's now time to get ready for the news. Just an update. Vaccination continues this week at all the sites that we have come to know. The stadium, St. Augustine Medical Station on Tuesday and Thursday. The stadium is every day. All health centers will be every day. But those of you wishing to get vaccinated are asked to take note that all on Thursday, God willing, vaccination will not be available at the St. George's Health Center, but it will be available at all the others. So be sure to make your appointments if you want to go to a health center, or head on down to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium every day, or at the St. Augustine Medical Station on Tuesday and Thursday, God willing. All right, so keep that in mind. Those of you who are still contemplating getting the jab, we're continuing to give you avenues to do so. All right, now let's get ready for the morning edition of news. For those of you on radio and those of you on our visual platforms, it's time for a repeat of Week in Review. It's Good Morning Grenada on a marvelous Monday. We'll be right back.
Now, the Royal Grenada Police Force is not treating lightly the latest attack against its members and an act of vandalism displayed on one of their vehicles over the previous weekend. Details in this report.
Police were forced to fire several warning shots on Saturday as some civilians launched an attack on the lawmen. The occurrence, which included the throwing of projectiles at the police, left one police vehicle severely damaged. Police say the attack on law enforcement is being viewed as a serious cause for concern, adding that charges will be laid against those responsible. Officer in charge of the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, Vanny Kerwin, explained.
Police at the Eastern Division's Grenville Police Station responded to noise pollution activities at the Maribo area, where a private body party was being held. On arrival at the scene, the police were met with a crowd of about 50 persons who began throwing stones and bottles at the police. In the process, the police transport was severely damaged, windscreen broken, side glasses damaged, and there were damages to the body of the vehicle. As I indicated, definitively we are going to charge some people by the end of the day, and we're likely to charge some people going forward.
He specifically noted that no permission was sought nor granted to hold such activity. Several individuals are being questioned while others are being pursued as investigations continue, the officer says. The superintendent added that other vehicles were damaged in the process and someone should be held liable.
2 civilian vehicles were also damaged in the process. The police unfortunately have had to resort to discharging their firearm to stabilize the situation. The police officers were injured in the process and was treated and were released for minor bruises. Currently, there are 3 persons in police custody assisting with that investigation, and charges are expected to be filed before the end of the day today. It will be left to the court to determine how they treat with those offenses. I would expect, and speaking as a layperson, but also speaking as a former prosecutor, I would expect that some sort of compensation will be ordered by the court.
The officer ended on this note, citing the upsurge of violence in some areas.
Generally, though, we have been monitoring an upsurge in deviant behavior across some sections of our population. However, we call up for calm and restraint, but we will never surrender our villages to hooligans and thugs who show total disregard for the rule of law and disrespect for law enforcement.
Similarly, back in April, police officers were attacked in St. Patrick that left 2 officers injured. 6 individuals were arrested and charged in connection with that incident. Christina John, GBN News.
Lawmakers are sending a strong signal to those who ill-treat police officers, as we hear from GBN's Christina John.
Bail has been denied for 5 individuals involved in last Saturday's incident at Maribor St. Andrew. The 5, Javan Alexander, Rakim Thomas, Keldon Murray, Simmons Horsford, and Kanisha Alexander, appeared before the Grenville Magistrates Court on Thursday to answer to charges brought against them, to wit, 3 counts each of damage to property, causing public terror, and causing harm. The 4 males, who were not represented by counsel, pleaded not guilty on all charges brought against them. These individuals were reportedly involved in acts that resulted in the vandalism of 3 vehicles, inclusive of a police vehicle, and minor injuries to a police officer. The lone female involved, Kanisha Alexander, was represented. Corporal Cordina Douglas McLean, attached to the Community Relations Department, spoke to the media outside the Grenville Magistrates Court.
The lone female in this incident, her matter was stood down by the presiding magistrate, as she is presently on a bond, and she indicated that she is represented by counsel, so that matter was stood down until later in the day. She was the only person who indicated that she had representation.
Further, Trent Alexander and Dante Matthew were also charged for hosting an event without written permission from the Commissioner of Police. They were both reprimanded for hosting the event and fined $250 each for playing amplified music. Police were forced to fire several warning shots on Saturday as some civilians launched an attack on the lawmen. 1 officer was hurt in the process.
What we are aware of is 1 police officer was injured during the course of this incident, and he is presently on medical leave as a result of that. The charges that were preferred against these individuals are causing public terror. They were all 5 charged for causing public terror, 2 counts of damage to property, and also all 5 of them were charged for causing harm. And these other 2 individuals, as I indicated, they were charged for hosting an event without permission and playing amplified music without permission as well.
The occurrence, which included the throwing of projectiles at the police, left 1 police vehicle severely damaged, as well as damages to another 2.
To place on record the actual cost of damages to both vehicles that were involved in these incidents, they are in excess of $15,000 EC. And must hasten to add that additional charges are expected to be preferred against these individuals because the investigations are still ongoing and they are not quite completed as yet, because there was another vehicle that was also involved. So once these charges are preferred, we will update members of the public accordingly.
The 4 young men and 1 young woman were remanded to Her Majesty's prison until July 12th, when they will make their next court appearance. Christina John, GBN News.
Government is about to hit the cancellation button. When Parliament meets next Wednesday, it will take a bill through first stages that could lead to the cancellation of the annual second Monday and Tuesday Carnival holidays in August. Let's get more on that story from Jared Joseph.
Spice Mass is on the cusp of being cancelled for a second straight year. GBN got sight of a bill which is scheduled to be tabled in the House of Representatives next Wednesday, July 7th. It is titled COVID-19 Cancellation of Carnival Celebrations Bill 2021. The proposed legislation will also cancel the August 9th and 10th bank holidays. If passed next week, the bill will be taken through its final stages in a Senate meeting at a later date. On Monday, head of the Community Relations Department, Superintendent Vanny Cohen, addressed the uptick of social activities over the weekend.
As we get closer to Carnival, we do expect more of these carnival-like activities to occur. We beg our people, let us do the right thing. Apply for permission where permission needs to be applied for.
Despite appeals for the avoidance of social gatherings at the peak of the pandemic last year, hundreds defied state orders and held Juve and related activities. Prime Minister Dr. Kit Mitchell said during a recent interview that he understood people's desire to see the return of Carnival. But because of the uncertainties associated with COVID-19, he said government needed to take steps to protect the well-being of all its citizens. However, he seemed to indicate a softening of the stance of zero activity, which was in effect last year.
There are other initiatives of social activities that can be permitted with the condition of vaccination.
According to the June 30th dashboard, Grenada only has one active COVID-19 case. From March last year to June 30th this year, 162 cases were recorded. 20,023 persons received their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. 14,287 persons have received both. I am Jared Joseph for GBN News.
This is the Week in Review on GBN News. We have more to come. With the Possessory Title Act set to be reviewed, one attorney is in full support of government's plan as cases increase before the court.
Based on the number of applications now before the court system, it has become necessary for a review of the Possessory Title Act, which became law on the 11th August 2016. The possessory title is a title to land or property derived from possession without a deed. The act was put in place to give people an opportunity to regularize and be given proper legal documents of ownership. However, Attorney General Dia Forrester says some concerns were raised.
As the legislation has been used more, we have received complaints and concerns raised by our judicial officers, the Bar Association, members of the public in relation to the misuse of the Possessory Titles Act for purposes not intended.
Statistics show that over 392 claims were filed in the past 5 years. Forrester explains some of the changes that are likely.
So we have identified some inadequacies in the legislation, and my office will be advancing recommendations to Cabinet for onward debate in Parliament to make changes to the Possessory Titles Act. In relation to the Possessory Titles legislation, we are hoping to have this done in the third quarter of this year, because we do appreciate that there is some urgency to it, and of course there are ongoing applications before the court, so we want as much as possible make sure that those are dealt with in a timely manner.
Attorney at law Jimmy Bristol, given his personal view, says the whole law needs revisiting.
First, I am of the opinion that the Possessory Titles Act is unconstitutional because it takes away people's land without affording them, one, a fair hearing, because there's nothing that tells a particular owner of land that their land is liable to be taken. Secondly, it may amount to an acquisition of land without payment of compensation, contrary to Section 6 of the Constitution. And thirdly, I think it's the act, even if it is legal and constitutional, it lacks a lot of safeguard, 1,000% in support of a review. The act should be put into hibernation right now. It should not be engaged until it's been reviewed and all the safeguards put in place.
A number of property owners have lost their property to persons occupying the same for over 12 years undisturbed. Christelina John, GBN News.
If you haven't paid your property tax for over 3 years, then there is a possibility that your land could be taken away from you and put out to the market for sale if you don't pay your debt in a stipulated time. That's according to officials from the Inland Revenue Division. Rena Pierre-Thomas tells us more.
Pay your tax or face the likelihood of losing your property. That's the essence of what was stated by officials from the Inland Revenue Department on Monday. According to Joel Johnson, Senior Tax Officer at IRD, it is stipulated by law that failure to pay property tax for more than 3 years gives the department the right to place the property for sale so that the debt can be paid. This option, he said, is now being taken into serious consideration.
If your property tax remains outstanding for more than 3 years, the government has the legal right to sell that property to recover the taxes. Of course, we have not been doing that in the past, but I will tell you that it is something that IRD is considering because we have some accounts where taxes have not been paid for over 12 years, over 10 years in some cases. And especially you might find, yes, most of the properties in Grenada are small plots, small houses, the tax isn't very high. But we do have some properties, even some commercial properties with high taxes and persons have not been paying for over 3 years. So very soon you may be hearing that IRD has been taking action against such properties to recover their debt.
Johnson said that before this can be done, owners will be given various warnings regarding their outstanding debt.
And of course, we use different methods. We will normally send letters. We might give you a demand, giving you 14 days to clear up your arrears. And if you don't do so, we're going to take action. We could do garnishes, whereby we could get money from other sources. We can even get money from your own bank account to clear up those taxes.
The tax officer is calling on property owners to get their unpaid property tax up to date before it's too late.
Because, of course, we don't want to get to that stage. So we encourage persons, be compliant, come forward, pay your taxes on time. Don't wait until someone from the collection section have to contact you, or they have to seize your assets, or they have to take your property from you, or take your vehicle from you. But we don't want it to get to that stage.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pierre-Thomas reporting.
The Legal Affairs Department has entered into a state of readiness less than 2 weeks after True Blue Development announced they have brought arbitration before the International Center for the Settlement of Investment Disputes against the government of Grenada. Let's get the latest developments in this report.
On June 17th, an arbitration suit was announced as being filed by the entities behind the Kimpton Corner Bay Resort against the government of Grenada. True Blue Development, whose principal is Warren Newfield, said they had filed claims on behalf of themselves and other parties that the nearly finished luxury condo resort has been targeted by government to squeeze the project into failure. On Tuesday, Attorney General Dia Forrester confirmed they received the notification of such a claim.
The request of True Blue Bay Development Limited versus the State of Grenada and others, that matter, we have received a request for arbitration. The request for arbitration has not yet been registered by the Exit Tribunal. So pending that registration process, we are not at the stage where we have to take particular steps. Well, what I can indicate is that the government is getting itself in a state of readiness to be able to comprehensively deal with that matter.
Attorney for True Blue Development, Mark Simrot, in an exclusive with GBN on June 18th, said the Grenadian government, within a short span of 4 months, began restricting the US $99 million project for the Kimpton Corner Bay Resort.
Government cut off funding over 3 steps starting in December of 2020, and it did it based upon changing the conditions for the project that had been in place since 2017. And what we have requested from ICSID, which is the World Bank Arbitration Forum, is damages. We haven't stated an amount, but basically we're talking about tens of millions of dollars.
The attorney had also expressed confidence in what he called a strong case in their favor.
It is really hard to understand what the government did, and their explanations don't make any sense and are easily disproven from the records of the finance ministry itself. So something else is going on here. We don't know what it is. We will dig into it. We will find out. At least that's our history. And so we're feeling confident at the moment.
True Blue Development and the other claimants have also accused the government of a number of treaty breaches. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Attorney-at-law Claudette Joseph has sought legal representation from Mr. James Bristol QC in filing an appeal against a recent ruling that did not go in her favor. In 2020, Ms. Joseph filed a case in the High Court of Grenada challenging the validity of a fixed penalty notice, a traffic ticket issued to her by a traffic warden.
2 weeks ago, Madam Justice Agnes Acti ruled that although the Grenada Transport Board was not a statutory body, traffic wardens contracted by it were lawfully hired and could perform the functions and duties assigned to them. Further, although they perform certain limited functions traditionally performed by police officers, traffic wardens are not police officers. Ms. Joseph says her main contentions are that 1. In amending the Road Traffic Act to establish the Grenada Transport Board, which was given the power to, among other things, appoint traffic wardens on contract, Parliament contravened Section 84 and 89 of the Constitution. Secondly, traffic wardens perform certain police functions and are not lawfully employed by the Transport Board. And thirdly, that the police service is part of the public service established by the Constitution. Therefore, traffic wardens are to be treated as police officers.
The court said that as far as it was concerned, I did not raise that sufficiently in my case. And of course, we disagree with that because on the face of the case that I filed, it was plain that was one of the things that I challenged. Would be our grounds of appeal. We have already filed our appeal. And I will let you know that the matter came up before the magistrate's court. Now, the issue of the ticket came up before the magistrate's court this morning, and the learned magistrate adjourned the matter pending the outcome of the appeal.
Joseph said they believe that the judge has erred in her judgment.
The errors that we think the judge made is that the judge erred when she held that traffic wardens were not carrying out the functions of police officers, right? The Police Act is clear. The Road Traffic Act is clear as to what functions traffic wardens carry out.
Attorney General Dia Forrester maintains the accuracy of the judgment handed down.
Of course, just prior to this briefing, we were served with a notice of appeal, which indicates that the decision of the trial judge is being challenged by the claimant. Of course, it is our position that the trial judge was correct in all of the findings made, so we will be objecting to the appeal. Now, the decision of the trial judge stands as the present state of the law, and with there being no stay on the decision, that is the applicable law in Grenada, unless it is overturned by the appellate court.
Forrester described the argument put forward by Joseph as flawed.
Actually, traffic wardens are not police officers. Now, that finding to us was not surprising because as on a review of the Road Traffic Act, in comparison to the Police Act, it is evident that the duties of traffic wardens are not equivalent to that of police officers. Even the training to be a traffic warden is not the same as to be a police officer. The duties in common between traffic wardens and police officers are in relation to regulating traffic, but there is no basis on which to state that only police officers can regulate traffic. It was a logical argument of the claimant, but flawed, I would say, was advanced. It was a flawed argument.
Christina John, GBN News.
services, bill payment, revenue collections. We are open. NOASA's Lucas Street headquarters.
Come, we are excited to serve you.
NOASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Montreal, it's time to line virtually one more time. Gemma Rayburn Baines here for Spice Island Cultural Festival, a celebration of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. This summer's festival is a celebration of life with food, fashion, music, and culture. Join us online Saturday, July 10th, 3 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube at Spice Island Cultural Festival. Info, spiceislandculturalday.com.
Ultratech gasoline and diesel, available only at Rubis stations.
The Children and Adolescents Ministries of the Grenada Conference of Seventh-day Adventists presents Faith is the Victory Gospel Series. Get ready to be blessed by dynamic young preachers. This life-changing gospel series begins on Sunday, 4th July 2021 and continues nightly at 7 p.m. This series will be streamed on Mission Live GND via YouTube and Facebook. Subscribe now. There will be good gospel singing, prayers, special features, and powerful preaching. Come hear interesting topics such as faith as a mustard seed, the shield of faith versus the fiery darts, and the most powerful secret weapon. Above all, God will be there through the Holy Spirit, offering the free gifts of salvation. Come one, come all, and hear children on a mission. It will be awesome and amazing.
Understanding our ocean is education for life. Encourage your students to learn about marine life, water quality, sea level rise. Let them explore sciences. Encourage them through field trips and scholarships. The more they know, the better they can protect our oceans from litter and climate change. Let them rise to the challenge. The ocean is our responsibility, their inheritance, their future.
This message brought to you by the OECS Commission with funding from the Government of Norway. Remlit, tackling ocean pollution from turf to surf.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Get Ruby Gas. Get cooking. Rubigas, clean, safe, and reliable LPG is the perfect solution for your commercial and everyday needs. For cooking at home or barbecuing, choose Rubigas LPG cylinders. Available in a variety of sizes from 20 to 100 pound cylinders. Rubigas LPG, clean, safe, reliable. Are you cooking with Rubigas?
Get Rubis, get going. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, vaccinated. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, get vaccinated. Vaccinated. So wear your mask up, wash your hands up, and practice social distance. This is we chance to advance. Come let we fight this COVID at once. So come on, let we fall in line. We want to come back to with social life. There is vaccination island wide. So come on, let we fight it to protect we and we family.
This is a message from the Grenada Red Cross and the Ministry of Health.
Montreal, it's time to line virtually one more time. Gemma Rayburn Baines here for Spice Island Cultural Festival, a celebration of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. This summer's festival is a celebration of life with food, fashion, music, and culture. Join us online Saturday, July 10th, 3 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube at Spice Island Cultural Festival. Info, spiceislandculturalday.com.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Drop by any one of our 8 locations today. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Good morning, Grenlec Meter Reader.
Morning, Mr. Meterman. I'm glad I caught you. Last month, I got a very high bill, and I don't understand why.
Last month, we were not able to access your meter, so we had to estimate the bill.
So what can I do to ensure that my meter is easily accessible?
Well, you can get your licensed electrician to move your meter outside of the gate or directly in front of the house.
Well, I'll consider that.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Looking for that injection of vibes and energy, of course? Well, I've got just that. Hi, my name is Gary, Mr. Smooth, and I'm inviting you to join me on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 98.5, 98.7 FM. Weekdays, Monday to Friday, 6 to 10 in the morning. I've got a healthy dose of your favorite and most infectious hits sampled with information, news, laughter, and all the other ingredients that go into making the hottest morning show on the radio, the Morning Heat. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit us up on WhatsApp, 435-7517. We've got topics.
Yo, Carlos, we're going up in number 1. Start up the boogie, boogie, boogie. Rev up the boogie, boogie, boogie. Yo, I blind, tell them this. From reaching at the place, we go rev it up with this. We start up the feta, rev it up. Start up the feta, rev it. Long past them others, long past them dirty. We start up the feta, rev it up. Start up the feta, rev it. Long past them others. From we reach, we pressing. Gas, 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 gas. Long past them others. From we reaching at the place, we go rev it up with this. We start up the feta, rev it up. Start up the feta, rev it.
you hear that song, that means we're about to link up with the sister islands. Race to Fit. That song is what? About 3 years old, but you can't get still at all in a Desi X. Big up your whole self, Carriacou, PT Martinique. It's time to link up with the residents on the sister islands. Joining me virtually this morning is the administrator of the Explore Carriacou and PT Martinique Facebook page and YouTube channel, Mr. Neal Matheson. And he's here this morning to tell us more about a discovery that was made on a beach in Carriacou yesterday of some clay pots. I watched the entire live video and I was so intrigued that I knew I had to bring him on to give us some more information. So let me first of all say good morning and welcome to Mr. Neal Matheson of Explore Carriacou and PT Martinique Facebook page and YouTube channel. Good morning, boss. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm okay. How are you doing? I want to your listening public.
Thank you so very much. Can't complain at all. So, Mr. Matheson, yesterday, I was so intrigued to see, and especially the amount as well, the discovery of some clay pots on a beach in Carriacou. And some men found it, and you were contacted, and I'm grateful that you were able to go live so that I can see the action. So tell me first of all about the discovery, and when the guys called you, exactly what did they say? What did they relate to you?
Well, about 6 o'clock yesterday morning, one of my friends called me to say, "Lacey boy, I know who to call you, but here's the right man. I just found something on the beach there, hot, so come and take a look." So immediately I said to Rena, I says, "Hey, get dressed. We got a discovery." She was like, what? You know, all excited. I said, "No, I'm not going to tell you." But long story short, I have to tell her anyway. And we nipped to the side within half an hour we were there. I gave me the directions and we set the area anyway. So went there and see all the pots in the water. You know, it was amazing to see. You know, that was Mr. Chris. Shot Chris, we call him Shot Chris. Yeah, just went to have a swim and he says he's seen the pots there and it was amazing to see them. You know, that's the first time I ever seen our artifacts, you know, just live, you know, besides going to the museum. So it was really, really amazing to see that we dug up about 6 and then, Rena, one time she knows the way about of that and called the necessary authorities, the ministry, the minister. We're in contact with an archaeologist. And she phoned him and he told us what to do, how to handle them and everything. And from there till now, we have the pots all secured and the police was contacted. They have the area all sealed off and in case people go and try to dig them up on their own, you know. So because those are our history, and that's hundreds of years, you know, artifacts that sit in there, you know, we need to, and it's amazing to carry a crew. Yeah, people want to know, you know, because we have this rich history. I would always say Carriacou have the richest culture in the world, our heritage. Yeah, so discovering that yesterday, that's a dream come true for Carriacou. You want to think?
So which beach were they found on, and any suspicions on how they got there?
Well, they were found on a beach in the Bellevue South area, between Bellevue South and Dumfries. You know, that old coast before was said that was our Amerindian settlers. You know, after we looked it up and in contact with the archaeologists, we knew that from Grenada to Bellevue South used to be the settlement for the Amerindians. The beach, it wasn't beach before, it was all land, but because of global warming and erosion, you know, high rising sea levels, they were on the land because there's evidence that they are on the land because we can see one on the land itself. But the water has come in so much that it makes it just brings some sand there. It's not much sand that is there. Yeah, black sand beach. And so the pots all get and guess that's Mother Nature again. Preserve the pots because the ones that we're seeing on the land is all crumbled already. You could see the evidence that they were there. But the ones in the water, in the sand, it's all preserved and they all packed together. So there's big ones and there's, like how you pack your pots and pans in from the big one to the small one. That's how they are. Yeah, that's properly packed. So Mother Nature has preserved them. So it's there,
So with the discovery, I know you said you contacted a lot of people, including the Ministry of Culture, the police, archaeologists. What would happen with these spots, and how could we preserve what's left? Because there are some that are in pieces, others in better condition than others. But how can we preserve it and put it away and tell the story of its discovery, especially?
Yeah, well, after we contacted the archaeologists, they told us what to do, and we did exactly what they say. We stopped trying to dig because some of them are very difficult to get. Some of them, the ones that we got, they came up without no bottoms. And the reason for that is that because they are stuck in the mud, because the sand is just at the top. But as you go down and you dig it, you get pure mud. So because they are so old and fragile that the bottom just comes apart. And they should be in Carriacou before the end of the week. That's to tell you how interested this is. They will be here before the end of the week. The ones that we got, they asked me to put them back into water, put them in a barrel, put seawater back into them so they would stay. And then after 2 days, so by tomorrow, we have to change the water into fresh water. So, I'm learning something about archaeology, so it's very interesting. I can't wait to see the procedures, And it's very important for Carriacou, knowing our history and our heritage.
What do you think are the chances of finding more in what is now water? More of these pots or even other artifacts left there by the Amerindians?
The chances are great. There will be a lot because we left at least 10 we knew of the spot where there are 10. About 10 of them still there. Bigger ones to the ones that we found. So I know they will be unearthing a lot of artifacts and heritage.
Preservation is key to me, and I know you said there are steps that the archaeologists advise to do, but in terms of preserving Carriacou's history, how great has that been? How beneficial and successful has preserving Carriacou's history been? I know there's a museum on the sister island as well, and there's so much more of Carriacou's culture that needs to be documented. How successful has that process been? Not just with the clay pots, but all of Carriacou's history, or most at least.
It has been, as you mentioned here, the museum. We have the museum here. We have lost some stuff because of the location it was in over the years. Hurricane Lenny came and washed a lot away before they but loads have been saved and there's some Carriacou's history, pretty much through extension. Yeah, and now those pots that we found would be placed into the museum. Of course, the museum and the archaeologists, they're all excited to keep those. And one pot that stands out to us is he has a marking on big engravement to tell that that's where it sends a message, could be the name or villages or something. So that I'm waiting to hear what the archaeologists and them would be saying about that particular piece. Yeah. And it will be a big push for Carriacou again. Our museum is there, and there's loads of artifacts in there, and people come to visit and see those things. So this is added attraction for visitors when COVID gets on the way and everybody is vaccinated and could move about again. Come to Carriacou and Peter Martin to see what we have here, our history, our heritage. You know, I'm encouraging everybody, hey, get vaccinated so the museum could be up and running again and people could get back to normal living.
You read my mind, because I was going to ask about markings. I know the Amerindians are a people that like to, leave their trail. Could you describe that marking for me? Maybe the size, what it looked like, the design?
It's off my head. It's a bit hard to do because I've stared at that marking so much. I mean, I've got the picture in there, but to actually bring it out,
Imagine.
But I could tell the spots. It sends a message. There's a message in those drawings. Yeah, I've seen it in books, but actually seeing it, I can't wait for them to say, hey, there's a marking of, what tribe it was and what there was, what message they sent, or whatsoever the case may be,
And with the discovery of the pots, any plans to maybe expand the area of the search to see what else can be unearthed? Because, like you said, it used to be land, so there could be more than just the pots there.
Definitely the plans. There's plans for the site being properly excavated and the archaeologists they would seal up the area. It's a procedure, it's a process. So I will be there throughout the whole process, to see this. It's the first time I've heard that they discovered stuff in Grenada, but I was away when that happened, so I was not actually there, but I saw the artifacts and everything. But actually being there firsthand and seeing it, I can't wait.
And with that area, with the discovery of the pots in that area, what about other parts of Carriacou and even Petite Martinique as well? What are some of the other parts of the islands that maybe some extensive work, maybe discoveries can be made in the areas you're looking at?
There is loads of areas, that could be looked at, but I would encourage, the authorities to, hey, come to Carriacou and Petite Martinique and let's dig. Because it has to be or not, it's there somewhere. It's getting to know more. I was in a conversation with someone yesterday that saw the live and says they could imagine the amount of artifacts and heritage that is buried in Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Our authorities, the government, GTA, private entities could come together and start digging. But there is hundreds of years of heritage and artifacts sitting right here in Carriacou and Petite Martinique. But it's just knowing where to dig and where, we can go on earth these treasures that we have in our small island.
And what role will the Tourism Authority be playing in this entire process? Because I know they're one of the organizations that you've also contacted. What role would they be playing in not just preserving this, but actually spreading the news that, this is something that visitors to Carriacou can come and look for?
Well, I know for a fact that GTA is doing miracles for Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Rena Mills, Mr. Barry Collymore, Carl Oshiali. I just could name the ones at the top, when you see, GTA, I know for a fact that they are doing a lot. And this discovery again they would push this and get visitors to come in. Because right now the ones that we have unearthed is in GTA's office in the barrel with water. So when the office open, people could go and have a look. Don't touch though, but just have a look to see. Yeah, because they are very fragile. Yeah, so yeah, TPA, I always commend TPA on a job well done. Going pretty much, I think, doing the meals on the ground here. Oh, amazing.
So, in addition to ensuring that the artifacts or the pots are kept in clean water every 2 days, expecting the archaeologists later this week, what else would be taking place between now and maybe when they arrive, let's say Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, well, most importantly is sealing up the area so that people, that poachers going and poach out. So the police, we have contacted the head of Northern Division, and they have pledged that they will go and make sure they have 24 hours surveillance of the area and make sure that been in place until the archaeologists get here. So we're on the right track. We're moving things just accordingly.
Is that a major concern, a problem with members of the public maybe wanting to go to the site and, like you say, poach or maybe even lend assistance and they, maybe not sure of what they're doing? Is that a major concern?
Not really, I mean, everybody's anxious to see and to go to the site. But what the archaeologist has said is, no, you don't attract too much people going on the area because now walking about on the sand could break the ones at the bottom, because you're walking on them and you don't know. Yeah, so people could stay away and they will get first-hand. Caracou and Piedmont will get first-hand of those as soon as they come. So, of course, they would have visitors. So, but we urge the public to be patient. They will see their heritage and history.
And I want to really big you up for the work that you're doing with the Explore Caracou and Petit Martinique Facebook page, YouTube channel. It is an important part of keeping in touch with the sister islands. I visit the page regularly just to see what are some of the updates, and I just want to big you up for it because I know Caracou and Petit Martinique, they don't always get the exposure that they need and deserve. So I just wanted to large up your status for the Facebook page. What inspired you to bring it on and keep it going and always keeping it fresh? What inspired that?
That inspiration came from just liking Caracou and Petit Martinique. From ever since a little boy, culture, music is my thing. And enough is not being done to preserve what we have. So when I travel, I live abroad for a while. I encourage people to go to Caracou, see this, and I joined with Marina. We said, why don't we? Well, when most of the time when I come, we'll do a live on Facebook. Then I said, why don't we open a page and we can put this stuff, or we always going live, we always sharing this. And she has the same passion, just like me, for Caracou and Petit Martinique. And we opened the page, then somebody encouraged us to do a YouTube channel, and we did. And every day, every night, every hour, we go out, we get material, we put them together. There's loads of editing. You'll be amazed to know the work that goes into that to keep the page going. But we do it for Caracou and Petit Martinique, for the love, for the people, for everybody, and COVID has made a lot of our own can't come home as before. So we try to bring Caracou and Petit Martinique in the living room, in the kitchen, in the job, in the car, in the garden where they are, and make sure that Caracou and Petit Martinique COVID hasn't wiped us out. So that was one moment to get the page up and running. So
I like that. Keep it up. And I know Rena is doing some works this morning. Rena, and she's tuning in this morning. Good morning, Rena. Bless up your whole self. Safe trip to the mainland. So, Mr. Matheson, I just want to thank you very much. Keep doing what you're doing with the page, and good luck with the preservation of those pots. I know there's much more for you guys to explore and to find. What's the name of the guy that shot Chris? Is shot Chris?
Yeah, shot Chris. Yeah, Chris something I think is his name. But everybody know him as Shot Chris. I call him Flick. We work together for some time, so we have that name. We call one another Flick. Yeah.
Well, big up Shot Chris and the other guys on the Discovery, and I want to big them up as well for following procedure, for doing the right thing and contacting you guys and ensuring that it's preserved, because there may be some people that would find it and take it home, or find it and not even bother to tell people. So
of course I would like to say hats off to him for, even if he was eating
unmute Mr. Matheson. Unmute the call. I mean, you're getting a cell phone call and he's not hearing me. Unmute. Right.
It's calling him now and telling him, you keep getting interruption. I know there are hundreds of calls is coming in, So I guess people want to know where the pots are, because they just wake up to it now. So keep getting interruptions. The phone keeps going off.
No problem. Everybody wants to be a part of it. I love it. Somebody on Facebook.
For always keeping Carriacou and Piedmont on the list and getting people to know what's going on in Carriacou. Hats off to the end for that. Cheers.
Of course, we always want to link up with the Sister Isles. It's not just mainland Grenada. We have Grenadians all over the place, and I'm very happy. We are happy to always share the good news coming out of the Sister Islands. Somebody on Facebook, Yulin Alexander, wants me to tell you she loves watching and listening to you, and you always make her laugh and put her in a happy mood.
Thank you, Yulin. Yes, she's always on our page. She's one of our favorite share Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, she always there. Cheers, Yulin.
Yeah, man. You see, a lot of people want to tune in and see what's happening on the Sister Isles. So keep doing it and bless up your whole self. Again, good morning, Rena. Keep doing what you're doing on the Sister Isles. Good morning, Mr. Legard. Mr. Legard is always tuned in. Dexter Legard, one of my contacts on the Sister Islands. He always comes through for me.
Of course. Mr. Legard.
So, Mr. Matheson, thank you so very much. Good luck once again with the Discovery, and I'm looking forward to hearing all the good things coming out from what was found on what I now call a beach. We might just have to call it Clay Parks Beach.
We might. Hey, we have the brand. We have the rebranding for that already. So hey.
And that's why y'all want to call it Clay Pot Beach. What you want to call it?
Clay Pot Beach.
Hey, you see, look at him sing. Look at him sing. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Matheson. Enjoy the rest of your day.
It's a pleasure.
All right.
You too, my dear.
Looking forward to visiting Clay Pot Beach when I come up in Carriacou soon time.
We'll be there waiting for you. Coming down to see what Carriacou and Piedmont have to offer. We say, come on down. Come and see for yourself.
I like that. Thank you so much. Enjoy the day.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. You too.
Great minds think alike. You see, Clay Pot Beach, just so. You get a new name. Thank you so much, Mr. Matheson. The guys in Carriacou, PT Martinique, explore Carriacou and PT Martinique. It's a good Facebook. Those of you on social media, a good Facebook page. Or if you're not on Facebook, a good YouTube channel to keep in touch with. They always have exciting things happening there on the Sister Islands. All right, so let us take a quick break, and then we are going to come back and join Just School Media for this morning's Traffic Cam. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
Yo, Carlos, we're going up in number one. Start up the boogie, boogie, boogie. Rev up the boogie, boogie, boogie. Yo, I'm blind, tell them this. From reaching at the place, we go rev it up with this. We start up the feta, rev it up. Start up the feta, rev it. Long past them others, long past them dirty. We start up the feta, rev it up. Start up the feta, rev it. Long past them others. From we reach, we pressing. Gas, 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 gas. Long past them others, long past them dirty haters. Gas, 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 gas. We're going up in number one. Start up the boogie, boogie, boogie. Rev up the boogie, boogie, boogie. Yo, I blind, tell them this. From reaching at the place, we go rev it up with this. We start up the feta, rev it up. Start up the feta, rev it. Long past them others, long past them dirty. We start up the feta, rev it up. Start up the feta, rev it. Long past them others. From reach we pressing. Gas, 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 gas. Long past them others, long past them dirty haters. Gas, 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 gas. Long past them others, long past them dirty haters.
Bruv.
Hello? I can't see you.
What's good?
But I can't even hear you.
Yo.
Hello? Hello? Ah.
Okay, I see you. I'm good. I'm coming in.
Ah. There you are.
Live the experience right now. Enjoy high-quality video calling today. Stream, upload, and share with Digicell's super fast LTE network. Visit our stores today and live the experience today. Digicell.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Trends come and go, but jewelry is forever in style. Give a gift that lasts a lifetime. Diamond Intercontinental have diamond jewelry, gold and silver jewelries, engagement rings, wedding bands, chains, bracelets, and so much more. They also carry brands such as Anne Klein and Guess. Why wait? Visit Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store at the Esplanade Mall. Call 440-231234. The number again, 232-1234.
Welcome back to Good Morning Grenada. It is now 14 minutes on to 8 o'clock. I've been informed that there is no traffic cam this morning with Just School Media, collaboration between GBN and Just School Media. No traffic cam this morning, but that gives me an opportunity to broadcast something that I wanted to. You see, one thing had to work out, I want to rebroadcast the race yesterday with Grenada's Olympic gold and silver medalist Kirani James winning the Diamond League in Stockholm yesterday as he prepares for Olympics 2020 Olympics to be held in 2021. So I just want to rebroadcast that race since there is no traffic cam. No traffic cam. So backup plan. Kirani's race from yesterday.
So it's a clean start. James has got off well there in lane 5. Norwood's in 6 as well. He looks like he's started well. Mashlav with just a couple of metres back on them. Dobber, he looks like he's started well in lane 2. Scotty generally does start quite slow in lane 3, but watch him for the second part of the race. So James it is. And Norwood there in lane 6. James from Norwood with 100 metres to go. Dobber on the inside, working really hard. And now watch Scotty come through in lane 3. But it is Kirani James who looks like he's going to finish the strongest. Norwood outside him, and Dobber, I think, just in third place. 44.76. So another sub 45 second for Kirani James. Well, this is his first time in Europe this season.
Of Good Morning Grenada. Kirani winning that race yesterday as he prepares for Olympics. The Olympics will be carried live LIVE on GBN. That's right, we have athletes in the Olympics 2020, Olympics held in 2021. I have to say it like that. We have Kirani James, of course, Anderson Peters. We also have swimmers Kimberly Ince, Delron Felix. Hold on, I know I'm missing my athletes. Melanie Rodney and Lyndon Victor. Come through memory. Of course, our athletes, we put our full backing behind them, and we will see them in action as GBN broadcasts the Olympics live, channel 7, 11, and 20. We will be seeing our athletes flying the 473 flag, the Grenadian flag, high out there in Japan. Lord, keep them safe in Japan. They will be under strict rules and regulations in the wake, of course, of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we put all our prayers, support behind them. Olympics action on GBN runs off later. Let me not say run off because you have other sports involved. Gets underway in Japan and will be carried live on GBN starting later this month. So let us end the televised portion of Good Morning Grenada here. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Karakou and PT Martinique, bless up your whole selves. Good morning again, Mr. Legard. Thank you so much for always assisting me when I reach out to you. Good up, brethren. All right, enjoy the rest of your Monday. The BBC's 8 a.m. newscast comes up in just over 10 minutes, but of course we will broadcast it on GBN, on Classic, and GBN TV has BBC at 8 o'clock as well. Bye one and all. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I don't want no hate. Hope my song you appreciate. So have a good day.